Welcome to another episode of Going Beyond the Scale. I am very excited to share with everyone something that I have been talking about forever, definitely 10 years in the making. And I promised myself, and I promised my kids, and I promised people that I was going to um, do a cookbook because I love to cook. Before Biggest Loser, I loved to cook. While I was at Biggest Loser, the thing that I did more than anything else that for entertainment or just something to do besides working out all the time was inventing recipes and coming up with things that were really healthy and tasty. And since the show, I continue to voraciously cook and create recipes, and I've shared them at times, but not to the extent that I would like to. And I've had lots of people say, when's the cookbook coming out? When's the cookbook coming out? And I'd always intended to do, and probably maybe you've even intended to do that. But a while ago, I had met someone by the name of Babette who created an amazing community. It's an incredible community called Bakespace. And you will get to see kind of what that looks like. So I met Babette, I did a podcast with her. I said at the time that I was going to do a cookbook. And once again, my best intentions. And then I didn't do a cookbook. I didn't do anything with it. So in the spirit of really, as I've mentioned to you guys before, in doing these daily conversations and talking about weight loss, as in WAIT loss, I am taking much of my own medicine, and I'm actually sharing things with you guys. And while I'm sharing things with you guys, I'm taking action. So that's really my commitment to myself of what I'm doing this year is instead of having ideas and dreams and things, I'm actually taking action. So I am setting up an account on bakespace.com because I'm going to start to publish the recipes. And what you're going to find is when you go and you look at bakespace.com, you don't have to figure all this out right away. You basically set up an account and you start to post recipes, you start to share recipes, you start to get involved in that community, not unlike what we're doing here with the Going Beyond the Scale community, where you find other people that are like-minded and you ask for ideas and advice. This is kind of like another one of these communities that I would recommend that you take a look at if you're a foodie like I'm a foodie and you want to be able to not only share what you're doing, but learn from other people. So I think Bakespace is going to be a great place for people to just kind of maybe if you thought about doing something and related to a cookbook, you want to dip your toe in there and open an account and start that particular process. What's also great is you're going to see, if you go in and look around, there's all kinds of cookbooks and things that exist out there. Some you can buy, some are free. One of my favorites in there is, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Chef. There's a cookbook from Chef in there. I love that movie. I watch the movie like probably a couple times a year. I love it. It's a great show. Anyway, so if you are someone that loves to cook, or maybe you have a friend that loves to cook, share with them about Bakespace, let them know about it, because it's really cool. And I think what will happen is it's like, what I love about it is it's like a recipe. You don't have to do it all the time. You could decide there's maybe one thing that you want to publish once a week, or maybe once a month. Maybe you just decide there's one of your favorite recipes that you want to do and share, and you'd have 12 recipes at the end of the year. If you wanted to, publish that as a cookbook, you could, or keep it digital. Anyway, visit Bakespace, take a look at it. Love to hear if you're signing up, if you're doing anything with it. I will be, and I will be sharing things here in the community and other places as I go forward with it. Mainly because it's interesting. I don't know whether or not you know it or not, but when on Biggest Loser, if you know the show, there's all kinds of challenges. It's tremendous challenges and things that you can do. Most of them are all based upon something physical. And the only thing that I ever won, a challenge that I won out of the entire 8 months that I was on the show, was we had a challenge where we didn't know it at the time, but we were to invent a recipe. And we worked with Jenny O Turkey. And you took Jenny O Turkey and you created a recipe for something. And we didn't know what that was going to be. But what happened was, sometimes later I'll publish the episode. It was really cool because I had created this thing called a volcano burger. And what I didn't know, and none of us that were contestants that were still there realized, was the people that were going to be the judges. We were going to have these critics come in and they were going to judge the recipes that we did. The critics were kids. Literally, all of a sudden, these kids come rushing out of the house, and we were serving our Jenny-O recipe to the kids. Long story short, my recipe won. I barely beat Hannah. Hannah and I were kind of neck and neck in terms of what was going on. The kids chose my recipe, my volcano burger, as their favorite recipe. What was so cool, it was the only challenge I won the entire time I was on the show. I won $5,000 from that. And then also I won 2 weeks at the time was the Biggest Loser resort in Malibu. And that's where Kim went to Malibu for 2 weeks, and she was there at Biggest Loser resort, and she loved it. So for me, I found that being somebody that was always enjoying food, loved food, and then I kind of on Biggest Loser, I had an opportunity to kind of realize that I was somebody that was coming up with some interesting recipes, some things that really served me while I was on the show. And then people liked it while I was making them there. After it, what I found was the term, if you see me posted at times, the term I was using when I was creating recipes on Biggest Loser was crazy delicious. What I was looking to do was come up with things that were very healthy, but they were literally what I call crazy delicious, the kind of thing that it was memorable, something that when you ate it, there was texture, there was taste, it was satisfying. Because I found for myself, one of the things that's really helped me not go back and gain all the way back was that I've always wanted to still really enjoy whatever I'm eating. And so sometimes I'll indulge in something that's like high calorie and high sugar or whatever. I just may do that. But more often than not, what I'm really doing is I'm looking for how can I create some hacks that will be like, oh my God, this thing is incredibly delicious and something I really want to be able to make time and time again. So that's one of the things that you're going to find in my cookbook that I'm putting together. The working title for now is Crazy Delicious. That's what I'm going to have on Bakespace. I'll share links and things in there. Love to hear what you think about it. And more importantly, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys go to Bakespace, sign up, start an account, start to put some recipes together, come back and share some of the recipes in here in the Going Beyond the Scale group, and let's kind of do recipe share. Let's do some digital recipe share what you're doing, maybe a little bit of a video clip, whatever. So anyway, that's it for today that I wanted to share with you for today's Going Beyond the Scale. And please come back at 3 o'clock today as Gloria, who you've seen Gloria here within the community. Gloria is my friend. Gloria is what I call our Chief Opportunity Officer, our COO, who has been working behind the scenes in a lot of cases with me on things that she is helping us move forward with this particular community. Come back at 3 today because she's going to be in a conversation with me for 15 minutes of fit. It's going to be the first conversation that I'm going to have with Gloria because having done a lot with her over the past couple of years, there's quite a few separate stories I would like her to share with you. So for today, what we're going to do is we're going to just have this kind of an opening introduction, and then she'll come back at some other time to share some other specific things I wanted to share, some transformations and some things that she's done in her journey. So thank you as always for your generosity of time, for being here today. And I will be back with you guys a little bit later this afternoon. Anyway, have a great Friday. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.